Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're doing another coaching session for League of Legends, and we're going to be looking at a Silver 5 Vayne session here. So thank you very much to Dylan, as always, for the coaching session. I really appreciate it. I've just recently uploaded a couple of other Dylan videos. We got a Tristana video, Misfortune, and this is going to be Vayne. So Dylan, longtime supporter of the channel, always appreciate his great contributions. So let's go ahead and talk about Vayne in the preseason here. Now, this video was recorded before the massive nerfs to the sorcery tree. So this is when Vayne is still, like, good, but not super overpowered. I guess she's not super overpowered right now, but she's clearly, I think she's clearly top 3, right? Depending on Vayne, Twitch, Ezreal, you know, they're all pretty close. But I think a lot of people would consider Vayne to be the strongest solo queue AD carry going into Season 8, assuming there aren't any other major nerfs coming on the Season 8 patch. But anyways, let's talk about sort of what we should be doing now with Vayne. So one of the major things that has helped Vayne out recently is fleet footwork. So historically, Vayne's always good late game, okay? In any meta, no matter what's going on, Vayne's good late game. That's never been a question ever since her inception, right? I'm pretty sure she came out in Season 1. If it wasn't Season 1, it's very early Season 2. It's always been her thing. But what holds her back historically is that she has a bad early game. And the reason for this is all of her abilities are very low range. So not only is she only a 550 auto attack range, which is decent, but she doesn't have any sort of ranged abilities. And a lot of her abilities, her big one is her silver bolts later on that do a lot of damage. People don't have a lot of health early, so the maximum % health is not as devastating, and it requires 3 attacks to land on somebody to do it, and so it's really hard to get that in common trade patterns in lane, right? Like, you can auto roll forward auto and auto again for it, but that's a lot more work than just someone like Misfortune who could just press Q off of a minion and do like half of your health, you know, in lane. So Vayne just does not have the same kind of early game presence. Her kit is built around late game mobility and sustained damage. Okay, so she wants to get just a lot of auto attacks off late in the game and just constantly reposition with her Qs. And this is what makes her hard to play, or one of the big things, is that she can just get completely smashed early game. She doesn't have a lot of defenses. She has her Q that can reposition. She has her E that can knock people away. But all of this is pretty close range. So, highly mobile, lots of damage late game, problematic early game. So one of the things that has helped her out in the preseason is the but I guess the buff of fleet footwork that they changed in patch 7.24. So now, if the attack that triggers the energized strike critically strikes, the healing is now increased by 40%, okay? An additional 60% if you have Infinity Edge. All right, so this is very important. This didn't used to apply, so crits didn't give you anything extra. Right, so this is what the old one used to be in 7.22. Energized Strike. Moving generates up to 100 when it's energized. Your next attack, you gain some health, right? Your next attack restores a very small amount of HP. Okay, and you get 30% bonus movement speed. So that's why this was trash. And it's only 60% effective versus minions. So this is why this was really bad, probably when Dylan recorded this video. That's why it was really bad. And then 7.24, these are some of the major changes. So the big one is the critical strike increases it by a lot. So now you actually heal for a huge chunk in the mid to late game off of this ability. Okay? It's 60% extra off of Infinity Edge. So that's a lot. And then they increase the ratio to 40% AD. Or 20, see, they increased the AP ratio from 20%, and they increase it to 30% AD, whereas it used to only be 10%, which is a huge deal. Now, if you have 200 AD, then, you know, it's going to heal for an extra 40 instead of an extra 20, and if it critically strikes, then that gets healing, the healing goes up by an additional 60%. So the base is down a little bit early on, but it's much, much more useful late game, especially if you have crit, and especially if you have a lot of movement speed. So rolling around with Vayne gives her more, and then also the movement speed from things like Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon, all that stuff just helps her move around and proc this a lot more. So this got a massive buff, and now it's really important, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Key. 'Stone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keystone, and still leverage its early game sustain in lane. 'Cause, so now she can get this, have relevance late game off of this Keyst Another thing that changed, and I talked about this in the Tristana video that I just released with Dylan, is they buffed Overheal fairly recently. So now, if you overheal with Fleet Footwork, then it goes towards the shield in lane, so you don't have to worry about overhealing. And you can also take Targons, which I talked about in the video as well early on. So you take Relic Shield, upgrade it to Targons, and now you get the heal off of Relic Shield. You get this Overheal Shield, which helps protect you in lane. And your Fleet Footwork doesn't... The overheal doesn't go to waste. It contributes to this shield, which as long as you attack something every 6 seconds in lane is going to stick around. So it's almost like having 10% extra max health in lane a lot of the time. So, very, very helpful. So yeah, that's what you should be doing now on Vayne. You can still do press the attack. I assume Dylan probably went press the attack in this video. It's okay. The key thing to keep in mind here is the press the attack does not give extra damage to true damage. So, and it says it right there in the description near the bottom of the first paragraph, from all subsequent sources except for true damage. So it does not give you a lot of extra damage on your silver bolts. And you already do a lot of single target damage. Now, applying these 3 stacks is good. It does give you a nice little burst of damage. It does expose them for 6 seconds. They take 12% increased damage. So it's still good, but remember, Vayne is not great at trading early on, as I just described. She's okay, but, you know, she's definitely lower than a lot of other champions in terms of trading early game. And she already does an obscene amount of late game damage. Once you get your Infinity Edge Static Shiv, you're just going to start annihilating people. And so, yeah, press the attack does do some extra damage, but a lot of people are thinking that it's much, much more important to get through the early game, right? To get that extra healing through the early game, and also to get lifesteal for late game. Because remember, with the current builds that are very good, you're not going to have lifesteal, right? So a lot of times, Vayne's going to be going Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon. None of those offer lifesteal. Now, yes, you can stop and go something like, you know, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Blade the Ruined King, if you want. But that's going to be a big hit to your damage a lot of the time because you're not going to have as much crit. If you're going Infinity Edge, you want to get as much crit as you can get, right? Obviously not over 100%, but you want to get to that 80% number. That's really big. Once you get Static, Rapid, Infinity, that's 80% crit. And don't forget that crits also heal you a lot if you take Fleet Footwork. So if you're critting 80% of the time, you're just going to be healing through the roof. So the healing is going to be very similar to what Blade the Ruined King would give you. Not quite as much, probably. I haven't done the exact math on it, but it's close. It's in the ballpark. And so you can get that healing naturally from Fleet Footwork now because of this new crit modifier on it. And that helps you out with your builds. You don't have to stop and get Blade the Ruined King, which you really don't want to get that item, you know, in your first 3 items if you don't have to. Now, as a 4th item, sure, it's pretty good as a 4th item because if you get another crit item, if you get something like Phantom Dancer, you're going to be over the crit cap, and it's not going to be as useful. Okay? But you can go Blade if you want to eventually, but that would also allow you, if you want to go something like Mortal Reminder, you can do that as well as a 4th item. Or a Quicksilver Sash. You know, I'm a huge fan of that. Dylan knows off of all these videos. But yeah, it just opens up your build path a lot more if you go Fleet Footwork, so you don't have to go a lifesteal item, 3rd item, if you don't want to. And so I think Fleet is really where you want to be now, although when Dylan shot this video, press the attack is where you wanted to be. And I think Overheal is probably where you want to be if you want to go Relic, which you do on everybody, since Triumph got nerfed. But Triumph was probably the correct choice here. Now, some people will go Bloodline here for that extra lifesteal, because once again, you don't want to have to build a lifesteal item if you can help it. And Bloodline is nice. So, you know, you can get up to gain a legend stack for every 20 points earned, 8% at 10 stacks. So you can get 8% lifesteal, which is nice. Now, Alacrity is obviously like super strong. Getting that 18% attack speed is very good. But if you're getting kind of a tough lane, or if they have a lot of poke on their team, like they have a Xerath, or they have Ziggs, or, you know, something like that late game, then having Legend Bloodline can be very useful. And then Coup de Grace is still what you want on everybody. Now, aside from that, I would probably still go Domination Tree. Taste of Blood gives you some good sustain, and then Zombie Ward's going to give you that really, really important vision I just talked about in the Misfortune video that I shot and in the Tristana video, is you can't count on people in Bronze and Silver to ward properly. And if you go Zombie Ward, it turns your yellow wards into 4-minute wards, which is massive. So it allows you to keep your yellow ward, and it is constantly keep, 3 or 4 wards on the map at a time from the AD carry position with just 1 rune slot. So that's really nice. Something else you could go is like potentially something like Ravenous Hunter. Not insane, but it would provide, I think this heals on your Q roll, your tumble roll, and your bolts. So once again, this will give you extra healing. You'll see a lot of Vaynes just stack like Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, Bloodline, Fleet Footwork, and potentially take a Doran Shield. And then it's just like impossible to ever like poke you out in lane just for maximum security. I think that's a bit of overkill. It's useful, but you can go Sudden Impact as well. This almost always, when you're in your ult, is going to give you 10 lethality. So, that's pretty good. Every time you tumble, I'm pretty sure that counts as a dash. Not 100%. I have to look at how tumble's worded, but I'm pretty sure it counts as a dash. So it gives you 10 lethality the whole time. But once again, you just want to make it through the early game. So I think Taste of Blood is the most common pick. Then after that, you can either go Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter, or Zombie. I would go Zombie in Silver and Bronze just because I would want more vision. You just can't count on your support to even buy a Sightstone, unfortunately, at Bronze. And, obviously people on this channel are going to buy Sightstone, I hope, but a lot of other random sports out there that get auto-filled and things like that, there's a decent chance. Like in that first game that we did today, well, for me, when I was doing these coaching sessions, the Tristana game, she didn't even buy a Sightstone. So, or the, the Soraka in that game didn't even buy a Sightstone. So I think Zombie is still what you want to do. And then eventually you want to go to Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, Rapid Fire Cannon. You can go to Phantom Dancer if you want, but Rapid Fire gives you that extra range to make sure you get that first hit, especially after a tumble. So you get that nice, huge, massive, static Shiv just smack in the face from a long distance. And then Rapid Fire and Static Shiv have really good synergy with each other because Rapid Fire means that you're going to get more Static Shiv proc. So if you look at RFC, the old Rapid Fire Cannon here, this is what's important. Okay, so attacks become energized 25% faster. And I'm pretty sure the rune is called Energized, right? Pretty sure Fleet Footwork is just like, now it's very similar to the old Warlords, right? Let me see. Yeah, Energized Strike, moving up to 100. Okay, so that includes this. So that means you're going to get 25% more Fleet Footwork procs, and you're going to get 25% more Static Shiv procs, because that also counts as Energized. Okay? Attacking and blah, blah, blah is energized. So it means that your Rapid Fire Cannon is going to be 25% faster, your Fleet Footwork is going to be 25% faster, and your Static Shiv is 25% faster. So this just has insane synergy as a third item with all 3 of those things. So you're going to get more healing, more Static Shiv, lightning crits, and more Rapid Fire chances. So this is absolutely where you want to be. Some people will get Phantom. It does give you 15% more attack speed, which is good. Has the same crit chance, same movement speed. You do get, the 7% while within, 550 range of units. That does give you more speed, more kiting, and it gives you 12% damage reduction against the last champion that you hit. So that can be good against like assassins, or or if you're like a split pusher, if you're trying to fight against the enemy like Camille or Fiora or something, that 12% damage reduction can be pretty good. But in general, it's going to be a big time decrease in your overall DPS, and especially in respect to your burst damage potential with a tumble Q out of a bush. So that's just gonna, or just out of anywhere really, just tumble Q Rapid Fire with that extra range just gives you just a massive spike of damage. So I still think that Rapid Fire should be the standard, but if you really feel like you need to split push, or you're really scared of an assassin on the enemy team, like maybe they have a Zed that's 5-0 when you start building your third item, then maybe you could consider going for Phantom. And most of the time you're going to want to go Berserker Creeps, but once again, if they have a Fed Assassin, or if they have like 4 ADs on their team, you might consider going Ninja Tabi as well. Okay, so that's kind of the build order that I would go with. And in terms of the runes, those are the runes as well. You always want to max your Q, tumble, bigger hits, W, more silver bolts, and then E, condemn, final thing that you want to do. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the game here. So, let me look at pro builds here really quickly. there are a lot of differences in like the secondary tree that you get. So everybody goes fleet footwork now. As you can see, she's going to have a lower win percentage at the very top end because people punish her early. But I'm here to tell you, in solo queue, especially like Platinum and lower, she just completely is dominating everything. So people cannot deal with her. But yeah, everybody's going Infinity Edge. Everybody's going Static Shiv. And then after that, there's some variants. But you see there's a lot of rapid-fire cannons out there. There are a lot of Mercurial Scimitars, at least a decent amount. I guess those two. Not very many Blade of the Run Kings. And it's important to note that. Like, people just do not get the purple item anymore. Okay? It's not good most of the time. A couple of people will get it, but it's not great. It's Infinity stat. And you see, this guy probably gets it. Arrow probably gets it, like, after he's already completed his Trinity of items. And there are a lot of, a decent chunk of Ninja Tabi, you'll notice, too. You don't always have to go Berserkers. There's a lot of Ninja Tabis. I don't recommend the Ginsu's build. Some people get that. It probably is like a 6th item or something. I think it's just too slow. You'll notice almost everybody's going Targons. At least unless they're at 6 items, they're going to have Targons. Like, you can sell it later in the game for a full item. But before then, everybody's going this build. All right, and then if we go in and look at some of these... I don't know who Steelback is. Let's look at Cutie. Yeah, everybody's going for this Fleet Footwork Overheal Targons. All right, that I talked about before. And then Taste of Blood Zombie Ward. A lot of people will go Taste, and then it's up to you. But Zombie Ward is so good with yellow wards early. People are just starting to figure out about Zombie Ward. I've been on that train for like 2 months now. But people are finally figuring it out. Okay, Sneaky does opt for the Phantom. And a lot of it's probably because he's scared of Rengar jumping on him, who is really fed. So that makes sense. And then he might also have to split against the Camille. Shin can split, but Shin was behind in this game. He is also going Taste. He's going Ravenous for some more sustain. But a lot of people do like the Taste of Blood. So that's what I would go. I mean, other options here. Let's see. Cutie in this game is going Resolve for Mirror Shell's second win. This does give you more sustain. You want something with sustain. So whether it's Taste of Blood, Second Wind, or Biscuit Delivery System from Inspiration, you want something that gives you sustain in lane. And I guess he went Mirror Shell because he was scared of... I don't know what he was scared. I mean, maybe Misfortune and her AP damage in lane. I'm not sure. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the game. So those are the options. So I think that, yeah, Relic plus Fleet Footwork plus those Trinity of items, that's pretty much the standard what you have to get. The secondary tree is sort of up to you, but as you'll see, a lot of people go Domination, definitely Taste of Blood, and then either Zombie Ward or Ravenous. Okay, let's go ahead and watch this here. Look on time here. I don't want to ramble too much, but I know a lot of people want to hear about these champions going into Season 8, so... I'll speed this up a little bit. What'd you get there? Let me take a look at that again. That's pretty decent pick in a Rammus. I like that, because you can actually kill Rammus later. Press the attack. Yeah, this is standard for when you recorded this. I think this is standard. This is tempting, but you can see what they have. It does give you more damage, but I think it's just too greedy. And this on rotations, I think it's too... I would go for either Zombie Ward, Eyeball Collection, or Ravenous for more healing. It's a bit too greedy. You're already going to deal a ton of damage later. Shin support. Okay. That's a pretty heavy punish lane. I would definitely get some healing stuff. So definitely go Taste of Blood here. And then... this was before people kind of figured out about the Relic Shield. Like, Relic Shield is particularly good with the Overheal buff, which is a fairly new thing that happened. But I would definitely get Doran's Shield here. So I don't think the Relic Shield was as good, or maybe people just hadn't figured out about it when you recorded this. But Doran's Shield should definitely be on your radar here in this matchup. Doran's Shield's still a fine item early, but Relic's just a lot better going into Season 8. Alright. Skip this up a little bit here. Nah, Doran's Blade's way too greedy against Jhin. There's no way you're fighting them early, I don't think. And Doran's Blade, I mean, it does help you last hit, so that's a thing, because you get 8 AD off of it, but I think you gotta either go Relic Shield or Doran's Shield here. Pin him into the wall. Oh, you got tumble. I would still go hit him. Go hit him. We don't see Jhin. Go hit him. Like when he comes rolling up here by himself, just keep autoing him, and then when he hooks you, just like roll around, dodge it. You need to punish this guy. He's here by himself. Don't let him get away with that. Yeah, you need to get on this dude. Like who cares if he hooks you? He's just level 1. Okay, Jhin stole the red buff, so you need to tell Udyr that. You need to communicate that to Udyr, and you need to watch out early. No, tell that Shin don't do that. Back up, back. You don't have vision. Back up. Yeah, Jin's gonna bust you up. Okay. Yeah, you need to share that with Udyr. Just let him know. Okay. Good. Good taunt by Shin. Yeah, Shin's very strong early. This guy was an early adopter of Shin with Aftershock. Now, watch out. The jungler might be here, because I don't know why he would try to hook you if the jungler wasn't here. So that wasn't under tower. So anytime someone does something weird like that, just assume that they might know what they're doing. Okay, good. Oh, well. Probably still worth. Okay, Rammus is topside, so Blitz just lost his mind. Drop your ward in this bush before you back. You should have. Because now Blitz can just sit in that bush and pull you when he comes in. Or in the bush that you're in. Just one or the other. Okay. I'd probably pink ward around maybe this bush. If you can push up enough. Pink that bush. Bot river bush. Other option would be if you think Udyr's gonna... Okay, you already have the tri-bush pinked. That's where Shin put it. So yeah, I think river bush is probably the best. If you get pushed up. You shouldn't be able to push in this lane. Like, Jhin should be crushing you early, but obviously you're a Hegs, you got those kills, so you might be able to flip the script on him here. Yes, max tumble. Go ahead and... Go ahead and do it. Okay, good ward. Go ahead and get that point. I mean, maybe you can wait, but there's not really a decision. It's always going to be Q right there. You know, if you're at a point, like, with some champions, you can wait to level it up until you need to if you're not sure what you're going to get. With champions that have a lot of good skills, like a Lulu or something, maybe. Or there are a lot of different skill build paths, but with Vayne, it's always Q max, so. Watch the hook. Go, go, go. Pin him. Pin him. You need to be moving while you auto, so every time you auto, you should never be standing still. Like, auto, move, auto, move, auto, move. It's just a good habit to get into. Just, like, start pin him into the wall. Or you don't have it. Just start attacking him. Yeah, you got him. You can run him down, kill him. What's he gonna do? He's level 5. Just watch the blitz hook. There you go. Now, turn on him. Keep going. Ha. Yeah, I think you could have been a lot more aggressive on those guys. Because they're not going to do anything. You can dodge whatever they're trying to do. Like, Show's not really that scary until he gets level 6. You're going to have to... Yeah, good. You got to dodge his hook. Yeah. Good move. Yeah, you got to run out of there. If you poked your head out of that bush, you would have died. Be careful, you don't have flash if blitz hooks you. They could Dragon off of that if they want to, but... Yeah, it was a good call to not get caught up in that fiesta. Oh, you could have pinned him maybe. I don't know. It's probably better not to go for it. Okay, go pin him, go pin him. Go pin him, go pin him. Oh, never mind, Udyr's too low. I thought Udyr was full health. Oh no. Rory's sounding sad in the other room. He's taking a little nap. Okay, I'm gonna close the door real quick here. Okay, they're both in lane. But yeah, you need to buy. Yeah, you haven't bought yet. You should have bought after after they cleared your wards. Yeah, this is really bad. You need to look at his items too. I have no idea what Jhin has right now in terms of items. I don't know if you can fight him or not. I assume not because he has a buy on you, but we don't know for sure. You really, really need to buy. Like, just push this up and then go buy. Pretty good CS overall. You know, for Silver 5, you're going to have like 65 at 10-ish. Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good. We don't know where Rammus is, and we don't know where mid is. So, okay, mid's there. Rammus could be there. Y'all need to back up. You need to ping them off of that. You need to go buy, ping your gold, and ping them off of that. Buy, now, while they're pushed in. I'm pretty sure, yeah, y'all can't fight. No, just give him dragon. Give him dragon. Get out of there, give him dragon. Ping him back. This is a waste of time. It's a 3v4. They have a buy on you. They have a Rammus. Like, this is going to be very bad for you guys. Yeah. No, Udyr, it's not, you have to give them that. Like, yeah, it's not good to give Drakes, but if someone gets caught and killed like that, you have to do it. And you're sitting on 2,000 gold also, so there's no way. Like, you have an entire infinity, you need to get an Infinity Edge. No, complete your Infinity Edge. Right? Is that enough? How much did you have? I think it's 3,400 for Infinity Edge. Very, very close. By the time you spawn, I think you'll have it. You'd have to wait for, like, maybe an extra 15 seconds. I would just complete Infinity Edge there. It's just such a huge power spike. Since you had so much gold anyways, obviously you don't want to just buy Infinity, like, flat out, but if you're sitting on 2,000 gold and you already have a BF sword, I think just get it. Because it's a real pain in the butt to complete that item. Because now you have to get Pickaxe and Crit Cloak, both of which are over 800 gold each. Just really awkward build path. I talked about that in the, I think, either the Misfortune or the Twitch video about how awkward that build path is. So if you can just bypass all that crap and just pick it up, just do it. It's much more gold efficient than what you got there. I mean, it is nice to have boots, but not at the expense of, you know, an 11-minute Infinity Edge. So, yeah. You needed to... mark that down. You need to just give that up. Just give the dragon up. I mean, if you had a fresh buy and you were sitting there with, like, you know, your boots and a Zeo item or whatever, I still wouldn't fight it. Rammus is just too strong, especially early on. Okay, so I'm just writing down, you need to buy after kills. Like, anytime you get a kill, you need to go buy something. And then, you need to... don't fight losing battles. That means if it's a... like, what you were opting into there was a 4v3 around that dragon, you gotta let it go. I don't care if it's Infernal Dragon, you gotta let it go, because you're just not gonna win that fight. Rammus is very strong at all points in the game. And... if you had Infinity Edge, you had him. Easily. Yeah, if you had Infinity Edge, he was definitely gone. And then you could have just turned and killed the Blitz. Like, yeah, you wouldn't have had the boots, but... I don't know. I still think you should have just completed Infinity there. It's just such a big pickup. Yeah, you're gonna have to knock him back with your Condemn. Condemn does knock him out of his role. It counts as a displace. So if he I'm pretty sure it does. The new Rammus role, I'm pretty sure Condemn knocks him out of it. It didn't used to, but I think it does now. So I know like a Janna Tornado does, and that's also a displacement. I guess it's a knock-up technically, but... I think Vayne's Condemn counts as a knock-up too. I'm not 100%. I think Yasuo can ult off of it. I mean, if he can ult off of a Tristana R, then he can probably ult off of a Vayne E, which means that it would knock Rammus out of his role. So that's what you have to do with him. You have to just condemn him when he's coming at you. And then just roll away from him. Vayne's one of the better AD carries against him. Whoa, what? I thought he just ulted you. How is it already back up? Alright, you need to tap more. I have no idea who has which items. Okay, there we go. What do we got? What do we got? Let me back up a little bit. Try to tab at least once, like every 30 seconds or so. Okay, we've got BF Sword. So Shin's feeding. No Sightstone, if you notice that. Still no Sightstone. Looks like he's going to get Knight's Vow before he gets Sightstone also. He's probably going to get Face of the Mountain and Knight's Vow before he ever gets a Sightstone. I mean, it's like 15 minutes. Fizz. Once Fizz completes his Lich Bane, he'll be pretty strong. Zed has Duskblade, so that's really bad for you. Rammus is getting there. He's about to get a Thornmail. You can't really do a lot about that, though. You just have to try to... You know, you're going to treat him the same way every time. Just keep him away from you and try to kite and auto him. Udyr opted into a really bad build, I feel like. I mean, that's good for split pushing. It's just he can't do anything but split push, and now I don't even know what this is supposed to be. I guess Banner of Command / Trinity Force. He wasn't sure what he wanted to get. Okay, so basically what this means is you need to probably try to play around Fizz. It's tough to say. You want to stay away from Rammus, but that's always the case. Stay away from Rammus and Cho'Gath. Like, you might be able to keep punishing this Jhin. He didn't get lethality. So if you can find Jhin, try to go fight him. If it's safe to do so. But you can definitely solo Jhin right now. Watch out for Zed. If Zed goes on you, you need to knock him away with Condemn and then dodge his Qs with your Tornado. Or with your Q. Dodge his Q with your Q if you can. Zed's scary. Actually, I would have gone Ninja Tabi this game because of Zed. Because you can't avoid Zed later on. Like, he's going to R onto you late game. And so I feel like you really need Ninja Tabi here. Like, yes, the extra attack speed is good off of Berserkers, but I think the threat of a Zed, just because it's unavoidable damage, means that you're going to have to get Ninja, or you're just going to get killed. Because there's no counterplay for Vayne to a... There's very little to a Zed ult. Other than, like I said, try to knock him away and dodge his Qs, and just hope that he doesn't have enough damage on you. Fizz is middle. I would fight this. Go get that tower. I mean, what are they going to send after you? Jhin? Jin's probably who's going to come down there. And I think you can beat him. Yeah, you could have soloed that Jhin. I think you gave up on that tower too soon. Because you see everyone else middle and, like, top river. I don't like that. I think you should have stayed on that tower. I think Jhin would have respected you and backed up. Or if he didn't, you just kill him. Or you could have just waited in that bush where you warded and let him come down there and then kill him. Although I think just pressuring and taking the tower is probably the best course of action there. Oh, maybe it's just the project thing. I thought that was Shin ulting him. Maybe it was just your ult. Oh, gosh. You're going to have to get a Last Whisper third item here. You're not going to be able to get Rapid Fire, I don't think. But you definitely still want to get Static, Infinity. You could have had Infinity so long ago. Infinity also helps deal way more damage to towers. Like, obviously you can't crit towers, but having that extra, like, base ADs on the item is pretty crazy. Yeah, you got him. Pin him. Pin him. Whoa. Alright. Little misclick there. Happens. Cho's dead. Drake, they're all gonna push middle. Yeah, I think. Yeah, tumble back. Alright, fight him. Tumble back, kite him, kite. Auto and kite back. He's gonna go on the Shin. There you go. I think you could have auto tumbled to the side, auto, and like killed the. I think you could have killed the Rammus a lot faster than that. You got to learn how to move and auto if you're gonna play Vayne. Like you always have to move and auto to reposition. 'Cause it takes her a while to kill people, a lot of times. I mean, it's not like Twitch. Like Twitch can open up. And yeah, it's good to kind of, you know, attack and move with Twitch also, but late game, he can just open up with his ult and just right-click and just kill everybody. But Vayne really has to, because she's so much closer, she has to reposition. Constantly. Yeah, no. Okay, well, Udyr got him. Of course, Yorick, you're pushed way too far with no wards. Yeah, they're gonna kill you. You gotta be a little worried about Baron. Yorick has the wrong mentality, though. If people keep killing you, that is bad, because there's no other pressure on the map. Like, you're providing very little top lane right now, because you were completely pushed in, so... You know, Yorick's thinking, at least they're wasting all these resources on me. But it's not a waste, because... your team's not getting anything for that. The dragon's already off the map. You're not going to take Baron. Because he was on top side. You might get this, but you're going to have to run. I don't know. I guess backing up's fine. I feel like you're going back a lot, and you just aren't buying good stuff when you back. So I feel like it's kind of a waste of time. You could have 1v1 the Jhin, but... I do understand being a little scared of Rammus also, because we don't see Rammus, although we do see Zed. There's Rammus. Alright, get over there. Okay, good. Yeah, stay on Rammus. Alright, switch over to Blitz, Drop your controller in that bush. You needed to switch onto Blitz. Just switch on whoever's closest to you. Yeah, you had to drop your control word in there really quickly to get vision on the Jhin. But it's not really your job to kill Jhin, right? You need to kill whoever's close to you. So you need to switch over to... Like, once Rammus gets away, that's fine. Just let him get away, and then just switch over and start hitting Blitz and roll and stay on the other side of Blitz. It doesn't matter who you're hitting. You just need to hit whoever you can comfortably and stay away from them. Stay away from everybody else. So, like, you can't allow them to get on top of you. And Blitz was on you. Because you tried to run past Blitz to chase the Jhin. Or at first to chase the Rammus, and then to chase the Jhin. And then while you were chasing those two, then Blitz is just sitting there on top of you. He's able to knock you up, and then Rammus eventually was on top of you, and he could taunt you. So Vayne is just all about attacking whoever you can. Switch to Zed. Okay, switch back. Cho. No, no. You're running past Cho'Gath. Now Cho'Gath's behind you. You're chasing too much. There you go. Oh. Blitz. Yeah, you're chasing too much. If people get away, you just gotta let them walk away at this point. No blade. No, 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 no. I don't like blade at all here. I would much rather see you either get rapid fire cannon or penetration. Don't forget that blade's percentage damage is reduced by armor because it's physical damage. So yeah, you're dealing whatever 8% of their max health per hit, but that's getting reduced by armor. So when you're facing someone like Rammus, who's probably got like 300 armor, or Cho'Gath, who's going to have a similar amount of armor eventually, you don't want blade, I don't think. I wouldn't want blade here. You also don't have fleet footwork at this point, though, which is appropriate given the patch that this was recorded on, but... Now, don't tumble forward. You need to save your tumble. Just... And then dodge somebody. Attack Blitz, Blitz, Blitz. Stay on Blitz. Okay, stay on Blitz. Okay, switch Rammus. Don't roll in front of him like that. Just stay off, stay back. Cho. Keep chasing. Watch his knock up. Keep chasing. Don't tumble into melee combat with him. You always want to stay like kind of max distance. Alright, as soon as you get out of this, tumble back. Pin him into the wall. Yeah, you tumbled, like, if you just stayed max distance, then Rammus would not have been able to get into taunt range. But don't tumble on top of them. You need to tumble on the side. Like, he should never be able to taunt you. Really, I mean, I would honestly just not even go Blade. If you want to do a lifesteal item, I would just go Mercurial. Just QSS, just go Mercurial. That'll give you the lifesteal. That'll also get you out of that taunt. It's going to be really hard to not get taunted by Rammus in these fights because he's just going to be around for so long. Like, I think that better positioning will let you get away with some of it, but at some point he's just going to flash taunt you also. Run. Just clear the minion wave. Okay. Stay on Blitz. Watch the hook. Okay, go in. He hooked the wrong person. Pin him, pin him. Oh, you didn't have it. Okay. So it's writing down, switch the most backline target.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So I'm saying tumble back or sideways. Don't tumble forward into melee combat. If you need to use your tumble again, then just tumble to the side, like perpendicular to them. But don't ever tumble into melee combat with anyone on their team. Okay, you can get it. There's 3 middle. You got it. No, they're going to rotate down on you, or they're going to go to Baron. Rammus is topside. They could go Baron. You have your jungler down here. But it looks like they're opting to chase you instead, so just get out of there. Zed's probably coming around this tri-bush area over here. Zeddy, what are you doing? Knock him back. There you go. Yeah, switch. No, you're chasing too much. Switch. No, you got baited. You're trying to chase people that are low. You can't do that. You got to switch over to... I know it sucks to watch them walk away with low damage, but that's just a consequence of taking Blade the Ring King. You're going to have to switch over to... Even if it's a full health target, it doesn't matter. Like, you can't ever let someone get behind you or on top of you. You always have to hit the person who's most backline. So, you know, in that situation, Cho disappears into that bush. You don't have a tumble immediately to get him. Let him go. Back up. Start hitting Jin. Start hitting whoever's close to you. Blitz. Anybody. Just constantly kite backwards in those fights. Okay, kite whoever's close to you. Cho, alright, Cho, need a back. No, roll. You had to condemn. You had to condemn available. You had to condemn Cho there. If someone gets close to you, you gotta condemn them back, and then just keep kiting backwards and autoing. You still had your blade active also. I mean, Vayne is a very mechanically challenging champion because you constantly have to reposition and move because all of her abilities are so close range. Switch to Cho. Switch to Cho. He's just going to chomp you. Okay, well, he just completely ignored you. No, you rolled into melee with him again. Well, he completely ignored you, which is good. And I guess he didn't have his ult, but I feel like he could have easily silenced Q, chomp you. So you're still tumbling past people to try to go kill some other people. Alright, you need Last Whisper here. Next item, for sure. Yeah, get Scuttle. Go push middle. Don't go in the jungle. One wave middle, then you gotta back up. I don't know who's dead on their team. I can't see. Need a tab. Their items. We don't know about vision here. You don't have a tank on this right now. Okay, I guess Shin's gonna use his ult for it. Well, you don't have smite, so hopefully they just don't have this warded. It worked out. I don't like hope as a hope is a strategy, but no. Last Whisper. Last Whisper. No. Because the thing you're going to be hitting most often is Rammus and Cho'Gath. That's it. Those are the two champions you're going to be hitting. Like, you're not going to be hitting Jin. Probably you're going to be hitting Rammus. Get it? Okay, good. Nice condemn. Kite back. You need to heal right now. Heal, heal, heal. Flash. Yeah, he still got you with the taunt even when you condemned. So you got to condemn faster, or you have to get a Quicksilver Sash so you can get out of that taunt. Because if he taunts you, you're basically dead. Just with Rammus. As you saw, no one else even was there other than just Rammus. It's just that taunt just kills you. So yeah, this is why I would have preferred Quicksilver Sash to Blade the Ring King. This is also why you need Last Whisper, because you have to be able to kill him, and right now you just can't kill him. Yeah, Phantom doesn't matter. Right, I mean, it's helpful against Zed, but it's going to put you... It doesn't put you over the cap, but it does give you more movement speed. I just don't think you can kill him. Like, I don't think you're going to kill Cho or Rammus fast enough without a Last Whisper item. Okay, well, he did get bot tower. Go push a lane. Go. They're probably, you know, they're gonna be at dragon, so you need to be careful. Like, you can push this one wave, but they're gonna go there. You know they're gonna be there. Now Blitz is top lane. Shin does have ult. You guys don't have Yorick though. Two deer are gonna go suicide for this dragon. Dude, they're right there, deer. You guys have to give them the dragon. Now, I don't know why people are just AFK at this tower though. Like, you can go get raptors or wolves or something, you know? Because you know they're all going to be on dragon. Yeah, I think this last 30 seconds you're just running around randomly. Like, you could have done raptors or golems or whatever. Like, yeah, you don't want to get caught, but you know where they're going to be. Like, yeah, Shin, I don't think has bought a Sightstone all game. Watch Cho. No, 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 no. Do not ever roll into Cho'Gath. You got to stay max distance. I know you need to tumble so that you get more damage, but you need to tumble. You need to learn the sideways tumble. You need to tumble sideways and keep your max distance. Or backwards. Sideways or backwards, never forward. Unless, like, 100% the fight is done. You're going to chase him down and kill him. But you cannot roll into melee combat with Cho or Rammus. Yeah, just farm all this. You know they're all dead. I'll grab golems. There's just nothing for you to buy, though. And you're basically backing for a longsword. I would have just pushed lanes. Is they're gonna go kill? Like, you know they're gonna go kill Yorick, right? Because he's just AFK, like, living, pushing side lanes. Now he's gonna complain, why is team not doing anything? But you should have pushed mid. Yeah, here he goes complaining because he is not looking at the minimap. He's just AFK pushing bot lane. But you gotta try to push. You gotta try to push stuff while he's down there. That doesn't excuse him just AFK pushing like that, but I understand that it's not safe against, like, Zed, but I think you, like, you know they're all going for him, so I think pushing right here would be fine. You need to try to get more wards down. Like, this blue trinket, this is why I'm always talking about get zombie plus yellow trinket, because right now you could have extra wards. Shin finally got a Sightstone, like, eventually, but your team just does not have enough ward coverage. Go push middle, go push middle. They're all chasing your deer. Go, get up there. Go push middle. Okay, I guess this is fine. Yeah. Roll up on him. Use your heal on him. Use your heal on him. No, you needed to heal him. Okay, there you go. Watch the blitz hook. Cho. Okay, switch to blitz. Don't forget to use your Bork active. Okay, keep going. Push up bot. Don't chase Zed. Push bot, push bot, push bot. Push bot. Don't chase Zed. Who cares about Zed? He's gonna get away. Just... No, no, no. Someone's in the bush, man. Condemn him back. Oh, God. Plant. Get the plant. There's a plant right there. Go get the plant. Everybody's dead. Don't back, don't back, don't back. Everybody's dead. It's like an ace. It's like 4 kills. No, get the plant. The plant right there. Let's get the plant, man. Oh, you guys could have had 2 inhibitors. At least 1 inhibitor. Probably 2 if you just got the plant and just went. You can also lifesteal off the wave because you have Blade. That just killed your push. Like, you had 30 seconds before they can stop a push. I think That was a really big macro goof. I know you're scared of Rammus, but he just died. I know you've got like the PTSD from Rammus coming out of that bush at you, but... Okay, they're going to kill Yorick. Y'all get Baron, but you could have... I'm pretty sure you could have either had top inhib or, at the very least, one tower mid. Yeah, you can't buy anything. Get a flask. Okay. They don't have Rammus there. I think you can fight. Now, remember Rammus is fast, though. Kite back, kite back, kite back. No, you're caught. It's probably game. Yeah, you got too close. Like, let's look at this fight again at... Hold on, let me rewind it just a little bit more. Alright, so watch this half speed. Actually, let's watch this quarter speed. Alright, so... Rolling up. Remember, your job is to stay really far back. You have your blade active. You don't have flash, you don't have heal. Pop your Q. You should be attacking, and then rolling backwards with your Q. Okay, Zed flash. He's gonna go on you, probably. You need to be backing up. They're getting way too close to you right now. Like, you should have auto-attacked and then Q'd backward. Then auto. You need to be using your Qs to reset. See, Cho is, like, right on top of you. That should never happen unless he hits you with a knock-up. You should constantly be moving. Unless he flashes, which he didn't. Yeah, so you're standing in melee combat because you're trying to attack low health targets. You're hitting the blitz. So right now you need to be hitting Cho. Let's watch this again. We'll take it up to half speed. You need to switch targets. Switch back. Back up. Switch to Cho. God, it sounds awful. Alright, keep going. See, you have 3 people right on top of you. Oh, he grabbed that noise. Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can't die with 3 people on top of you like that. You have to back up. And the problem was you were trying to kill Blitz again. One of the hardest things to do is Vayne that you gotta get used to is you gotta let people go. And she just takes a lot of time to do her damage, a lot, often. So you just have to... So yeah, you just have to constantly Q backwards, just attack, and just keep running. So she's almost like Ezreal in a lot of these fights. When you're against tanks, you just constantly have to run, but she doesn't have the range of Ezreal, though. That's the thing, and so it makes her a little more dangerous. She does more damage, but you have to constantly land those autos. I mean, yeah, it's... Okay, so let's talk about this. Alright, so we want to do... okay, so the number one thing is... yeah, you can't, like I said, you can't ever let someone in melee combat of you. So like if you chase past Blitzcrank or you try to chase past Cho or whatever, it's going to get you in trouble a lot. So you just have to stick just whoever is in front of you. You have to attack. Vayne more so than most other AD carries because she has the ability to kite back. You know, with some AD carries, you just have to kind of just hit stuff and hope for the best. But she's so low range and she's so mobile that you just have to constantly reposition. And that makes her harder to play than something like a Misfortune who can just, you know, press R in a fight. Or like Twitch who could just like show up off of invisibility, press R, and just ult the whole fight. Or even Ezreal who can just hang out like really, really far back and just chuck Qs at people. That makes, you know, her pretty hard to play. Or even someone like Kog'Maw or Jinx, people who have really long range, they can just sit there and right-click in a fight. Vayne has to get very close, so that's just one of the tough things about Vayne is you just constantly have to reposition, and you have to give up on kills sometimes because, you know, you're just not going to have the range or the burst to kill them. Okay, so in this game, you went along with your team who tried to go defend that dragon. It's 4v3, someone just died in front of the dragon, and you knew you were sitting on 2,000 gold, and they have Rammus. There's just no way you guys are going to beat them at that point. Just give them the dragon. You know, like, your option is basically give them the dragon, or give them 3 kills plus the dragon. Give them the dragon. So that's kind of the thing there. It was very obvious to me that you were going to lose that fight big time. If you're ever down a player, just err on the side of assuming you're going to lose. Like sometimes you can win 3v4s if you have a really good team comp or your comp's really ahead or you just catch them in a really bad position. Like maybe you can do it, but just assume if they have more numbers than you, then they're probably just going to win. I mean, numbers are a huge thing. If you ever have an uneven fight, whichever team has more people is going to win most of the time. Like, yeah, there's all those fancy YouTube clips of people outplaying people with all this stuff and, you know, like 1v3 and things like that. That is the exception to the rule. Most of the time, someone tries to run in and 1v3 or 4v3 even, 3v4 rather, and they just get stomped. So just keep that in mind that that's what's going to happen most of the time. It's like sometimes people buy lotto tickets and win the lottery. Most of the time people buy lotto tickets and lose their money. So, it's the same thing here. So don't opt into losing fights. If it's going to be an uneven fight, just don't fight it. And this is something I talked about in both previous videos. Once you have gold, you have to buy. You can't wait on the perfect buy. You can't always wait, oh, well, I got to have enough for Zeal before I back, or I got to have enough for BF Sword. Sometimes you just have to buy what you can. And sometimes you have to get that pickaxe instead of the BF Sword. Or sometimes, you know, you have to get whatever. Just some awkward buy that's not ideal, but you just have to spend your gold on something. So make sure that you buy after you get kills. Or just if you're sitting on gold, like when you were sitting on 2,000 gold, you had some great chances just to go back and buy. When Blitz was just running around randomly, like clearing some of your wards, you know, you just kind of walked around and looked at him and watched him clear your wards with a Udyr that was at like 200 health. You know, Udyr's not going to help. I thought maybe Udyr could help, but then I looked at his health and I was like, wait, he's got 200 health. So you're not going to do anything to stop Blitzcrank from doing that. You're just going to sit there and watch him. So why not watch him while you go back to base, get your item, and run back. So you can keep stomping that gen. You should have abused that gen much more. Gen was getting a free pass because you didn't spend your gold. So you weren't able to pressure him as hard as you could have for like 5 minutes. You could have completely shut him out of the game. And that potentially could have given you enough momentum to win. You could have won at the end if, you know, Udyr or Yorick didn't get caught, and maybe if you position a little better. It was going to be very hard to win that last fight anyways because Zed got to use his ult on you, and then everyone was just kind of dogpiling on top of you. So it was going to be hard to kite that. But either way, just make sure you're buying items. So I've said this in all the videos so far as well. You need to tab more, and I'm guilty of not doing this as much as I should sometimes. But definitely every time you back, you need to be tabbing. Like that should be the bare minimum. You need to tab whenever you back so that you can see, you know, who's strong on your team, who's strong on the enemy team, which kind of items you need to be buying, who should you play around, who can you trust, you know. And ideally, you know, you should tab every like minute or so. Just press tab really quickly, take a look. But definitely every time you back, you know, while you're in your back animation, you should tab and check it. Make sure you don't get killed, obviously, when you're backing. But if you're backing in a safe place, you should be able to press tab and take a quick survey of what's going on the map, and that should inform your item choices. Now, with Vayne, you don't have that much flexibility, right? Your first couple of items are pretty much always going to be, you know, Infinity Edge, Static Shiv, and then you can kind of choose from there. But it's still important to keep track of that. And just in general, like at the same time, early on, you need to back more. But near the end of the game, you need to actually back less, because you were backing so often, like, sometimes you weren't even buying anything, or you might buy one longsword. It's because you're just like, well, I guess I'll just back, so I don't have anything else to do. But you could have been taking more jungle camps, you could have been, like, pushing up lanes a little bit. Obviously not to the ridiculous amount that Yorick was, but at least push them, like, past the halfway point on the map. Or, like, taking Scuttle, or even just, like, going and helping the ward somewhere. You know, directing your team to do something like, hey, they keep dogpiling this Yorick, let's just go wait in this bush, let's go wait in the tri-bush and just kill him when they try to get him. Like, try to get your team to do something. Like, there was a point there where, like, literally, there were 3 people just sitting at mid-tower when Yorick was pushing bottom by himself. And I know y'all are scared and you thinking that Rammus is just going to catch and kill you, which is a good fear to have. But at the very least, you could have all rotated bottom and just, like, you knew they were going to try to gank the Yorick because they did it over and over and over again. So you could have been down there, kind of like what you did at the end. You go to the Yorick, when they try to fight him, then you guys fight him, but everyone was late, and it was a, you know, it was just bad timing and kind of bad execution by several people in that fight. But I think that could have been done earlier in the game. Hey, thanks for the sub. I think that could have been done earlier in the game when everyone's just sitting around doing nothing. You could have organized like a bush bait at least, where you clear out some vision and then just like direct your team to go bait something. But I know sometimes it's tough to find something to do when Dragon's dead, Baron's dead. They have a really good roamer in Rammus. It's very scary to try to go up by yourself. You don't have very good vision control. But you got to find something better to do than just like sit in the base or just like run in circles and, you know, back and buy a longsword every now and then, you know? So I feel you. I know it's tough to get out of there, but you got to shot call and try to make something happen, I think. And this is something early on that's kind of like off the script, but I think just made sense there, where I would have just completed Infinity Edge, just straight up buy that Infinity Edge early on, because it's such a pain in the butt to complete that item, because you have to get a crit cloak, you have to get a pickaxe, and you have to actually get the 375 to complete the item, or whatever it is. Just buy it. When you went back with like 2,500 gold, or I guess you died and you had 2,500 gold, or 2,050 gold, all you had to do was wait for 50 more gold, so just like 5 seconds in base, and you could have completed and had an Infinity Edge at like 11 minutes. But you came out with like boots 2 and a dagger or something instead. And it's like way, way lower on the power scale. Having that Infinity Edge is massive. If you get a crit on somebody with that Infinity Edge early, you know, you're going to crit them for like 400 HP. So yeah, you wouldn't have had as much mobility, and yeah, it's awkward. Usually people will tell you don't just buy an Infinity Edge, like you obviously get boots and like a Zeal first. And yeah, that's the script, but you had to go off script there because you had so much gold in the bank. You had 2,000 gold in the bank. And so you have to think, wow, I have this much gold, I have to buy something big to be efficient with my buy. So yeah, it's weird to just buy Infinity Edge, but you had so much gold, you just kind of had to do it. Right? It's like sometimes as a support, you know, I'm just thinking, wow, I was saving up, you know, to get some random item. Like maybe I just wanted to upgrade my Sightstone to, you know, Oasis or something. Maybe I had Sightstone and whatever, the tier 2 coin item. And maybe I, you know, on my next back, I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll on my next back, I'm going to plan to grab a couple of fairy charms and, you know, go ahead and complete my oasis. Maybe that's like the standard script, right? Is you complete your forward item and then you get your boots, a couple fairy charms, and you get either Ardent Censer or Redemption. Maybe that's the standard script with someone like Janna, but then there's just been this crazy fiesta going on, and I just haven't backed in forever, and all of a sudden I'll walk back with, you know, 2,200 gold. Then all of a sudden, yeah, it's like, yeah, I could get Oasis and, like, you know, boots too and a couple other things. Or I could just go ahead and flat out buy a full redemption right now. So maybe I wanted to get Ardent Censer, but I'm 200 gold short of that. But I can complete a full redemption because I have 2,100 gold because we just got 2 towers and like 5 kills or something. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy the redemption. So sometimes you have to change your build according to how much gold you have in your inventory. And even though it's not technically what you would see in guides or even what I would recommend most of the time, it's just something that you have to do because of the game. Or maybe you have to adapt. So that game, you know, maybe you can see they have a Zed, for example, and you're like, well, usually I would like Berserker Greaves, but since I know there's not a lot of counterplay to Zed, if he gets fed just pressing R on me, then I need to get Ninja Tabi, so I have something I can do. So yeah, you just kind of have to adapt, not only based on what's going on in the game in terms of like which champions you're facing and who's fed and who's not fed, but also just strictly based on how much gold do you have in your inventory. If you have a huge bankroll of gold, either because there's been a lot of fighting or you just haven't backed when you should have, either way, you got to spend that gold as efficiently as you possibly can. So I would have just completed the Infinity Edge at that point because super good power spike, really annoying itemization path. Because I don't even think you completed your Infinity until like 20 minutes or something. It may have even been longer than that. It was a really long time. You could have had it at 11. So, anyways, I think that's about all I had for you there, and that's some pretty good stuff to work on, I think. So, Vayne is tough to play. Vayne is really tough to play because she's so short range and you constantly have to reposition, and sometimes that means you just got to let people go. As I said, so that's probably the hardest thing to do, both mentally and physically, mechanically, is to let people go and constantly reposition with your Qs. So you want to kite backwards, attack the closest target, let people go if you have to, because it's not your job to kill the backline, right? Your job is to just attack whoever's in front of you and do as much damage as you can without dying. That's your job, usually as an AD carry, but especially as Vayne. You don't have a way to get on the backline. Like, maybe with Tristana, and I don't recommend this a lot, but at least Tristana, if you're going to chase, you can jump after them. If you kill them, you get a reset and you can get out. You know, you're not getting out as Vayne. If you chase in like that, you're probably going to die chasing people. Even if you kill them, you're going to die. And that's not going to be worth, because you're like the highest sustained damage dealer in the game, really, right now, or one of them. So you just have to stay alive at all costs, which means you have to play safe. Okay, so don't opt into losing battles even for objectives. I mentioned that sometimes. You know, I hate giving up dragons. I hate giving up towers, but, you know, if you can see there's about to be a 4-man dive bottom and it's just you and your AD carry, and should your jungler be there to help you? Yeah, but you know where they are? They're top lane, trying to gank the Singed for the 5th time or something like that. You just have to back up and let your bot tower go sometimes. Or in this case, they kill somebody near dragon. You have vision. You see there's 4 of them there. Even if your jungler or whomever decides they want to go in and make a play on it, you need to ping them back. If they go, just let them die. That's all you can do. Because it's better to give the dragon. It's even better just to let your jungler die and not give them your kill or bait your teammate. Like, maybe the mid laner, if you didn't go, maybe the mid laner or whoever else was there, maybe they wouldn't go. Right? Because they probably know it's a bad idea, right? It's just that one jungler on your team is making this bad shot call and trying to engage in this 3v4. And so if you just ping back and you don't do it, then maybe the mid laner says, yeah, I think Vayne's right. I'm not going to do that. And then it's just the jungler that dies. So then they just, you know, kill the jungler, get the dragon, boom, that's it. You save 2 kills. And they could have potentially, if they wanted to, after killing all 4 of you and taking the dragon, they could have just dogpiled bottom and gotten bot tower, or just like pressured mid and got mid tower. I think they all just backed. But they could have gotten even more off of that if they were really organized. So you just got to let people making silly plays, just let them make silly plays and just back out. Buy after you get kills. We talked about that. Tab more so you understand what's going on. We talked about that. Try to back less and be more efficient. So back more early, spend gold when you have it, but then be more efficient later and only back when you're getting important items. Otherwise, you need to be creating more pressure. You know, pushing up lanes, warding more, grabbing things like scuttles if it's safe to do so, or even just getting jungle camps if you don't feel safe enough getting lanes. Like when you were running around and you were waiting, you had like 100 gold for rapid fire cannon or something. You could have easily just done the raptors. Like you took red and you literally just kind of ran around in a circle for like, you know. And I'm guilty of doing that too, not optimizing pathing correctly, but like you got red and you just kind of ran around, like ran into mid lane, kind of looked around there, like kind of ran into bot lane a little bit, and then circled back, and like you just like did the circle for like a minute if you go back and watch it, where you could have just done red, got raptors, got your rapid fire cannon, and then just rotated somewhere else on the map. So, yeah, and just complete big ticket items, even if it seems weird normally, given a certain situation, you might just need to do it depending on what's going on. There's sometimes where, you know, I'll start buying something like, you know, maybe I want to buy an Ardent Sensor because I'm like, okay, we have a Twitch on our team. You know, I'll get Forbidden Idol. Then all of a sudden I see, wow, our whole team is getting smashed, and I'm Recon. I think we just need to get a Banner of Command here because we just need side lane pressure so that we can try to stall this game out. Or maybe I wanted to get side lane pressure, and then I see that all of a sudden, like, their Ziggs is really fed, and we need some more shields, right? And so I have to get Locket early. Or, you know, just some kind of situational item. Or maybe I need to get Mikhail's. You know, maybe I was planning on getting Redemption for good team fights, and then all of a sudden I see it, this Morgana is hitting every single bind, or Thresh is hitting every single hook. People are just constantly dying, or Ashe is hitting every arrow, and I'm like, wow, I need to get a Mikhail's. Usually you wouldn't want Mikhail's first item, because you're like, you know, there are just better choices out there, but you know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. As always, I really appreciate it, Dylan. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the video. If you'd like a coaching session yourself, you can scroll down into the Google Doc. Just $20 donation. You can email me at distractedprofessor@gmail.com if you want to set that up. If you want to watch more coaching videos, I've got a coaching playlist linked for you there. And if you want to watch more in-depth champion guides, I've got that linked for you as well. So thank you very much. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.